Peace, 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 everyone. Like yourself, wise you. I'm God sincere, alchemist to God, Dr. Vinci, true self. Me, while we waiting on some people, man. Yeah, I was just now checking out some headlines. Every blue moon, I gotta catch up to what's going on. And a particular story that I haven't really been paying any mind. I'm really not interested in it in general. But a specific headline, a particular headline came out today. I don't know if anyone paid attention to it. But apparently, Rudy Giuliani is now the subject of an investigation, a criminal investigation into something dealing with the election in Georgia. And I guess this is more personal. If you somewhere else around the country, I'm sure you have your own respective Rudolph Giuliani's.
Oh, he was here earlier?
From your state, city, town, etc.
Who's here? Unique was here?
Yeah, I was here. Wow.
Yeah, he left it open because it's supposed to be closed, man.
Left what open?
He left this open.
No, I opened it.
It wasn't supposed to be like that, God. You don't want nobody in here now.
I talked to him every day. He didn't tell me
that.
Yes,
he did. I'm going to show you why in a minute. Come out, I'll show you.
Right now, I'm doing the class.
You got to do the class inside the classroom.
Right now, the classroom is being mocked.
Okay, because this is supposed to be locked. There's another lock to this. There's a double lock to this. It's just this one and this one. And only me and Unique got the key for that. That's why I'm saying this is supposed to be the way it is supposed to be. No one is in here. If he told you something, then he wasn't supposed to tell you the right thing. He didn't tell you the right thing.
Well, both of y'all got to deal with the fact that I got stuff in here, guy.
Yeah, but he's not giving the key to nobody else.
But I don't know nothing about that. Whenever I talk to him, he tells me about stuff he wants me to do.
Well, you better clear it up with him, man.
I got the key. Why did you clear it up?
You have the key to this one?
No, that wasn't on.
This key is here, guys. Show you right here. You got the key right here. The key to this right here.
But
this is supposed to be done in the morning anyway, man.
Getting back to the so that's what I'm saying. In terms of okay, got it. But Rudolph Giuliani being I guess kind of under the possibility right now of being indicted, I would have to say that, listen, if Rudolph Giuliani goes to jail, I'm going to dance a jig on this channel. It's not even a celebratory jig. Not like I lost a bet. But if Rudolph Giuliani goes to jail, if I see Rudolph Giuliani get perp walked, then I'll dance a jig right here on this channel. And I might even let y'all name the jig. Y'all can pick a TikTok dance. We can go way back in the days.
Come on, man. What's going on here, man? Everything's all congested. What the fuck is going on?
Pick the funky chicken.
Come on, move all of this, man. I can get in the refrigerator, man. What? Move the Darkim. I mean, come on, man. I got something in the refrigerator. Move that, I don't know why. It's over there all the time, like that. Hey, yo, God, can you move the bike, man?
Yeah. Hold on for 1 second. This is we have to. So we back on the interruption. But have y'all thought of the jig? Have y'all thought? Look, it doesn't matter if he goes to general population. None of that matters. But I mean, I don't know about politics in I don't know about politics in St. Louis, Missouri in general. I know some basic things about the picture. Right. But like I guess in LA, this would be like Daryl Gates going to jail. I don't know. Like I said, in every city they got their own people. You could go ahead now and pick out the jig that you want me to dance if Rudy Giuliani goes to jail. We already saw Bernard Kerry go to jail. That was one of his. That was one of Giuliani's cronies right there. But that would be like some kind of poetic justice. But we'll see. But getting to this right here, this is always something that brings up a lot of I don't want to say controversy, but we get a little bit of building going on when we deal with today's Agreement 136, right? When it says his own self is, how does everybody answer that question right there? The way you answer it, because we know in a degree the way Elijah Muhammad is. Now I know we got many different people, and of course they're welcome. Shout out to them. But there's a lot of y'all on here that I think the question would be applicable for me to ask you.
Absolutely, I like that.
Are you?
So sincere here, sincere and still.
Are you a Muslim?
Great day, have a good day. Oh, great. Thank you.
So complete said righteous God. God divine justice said righteous man or God. His own self is God of the universe. You got any other answers out there? Anyone else? Anyone else? His own self is, or are y'all begging my pardon? You've never heard of your own self. You've never heard of that. Everyone always says Muslim, civilized and righteous, ourself, Lord and Master. Well, I got a unique way that I see it based on that part of the phrase right there. His own self, right? As opposed to what it tells you in the rest of the 1 and 36, right? Is about who and what he was made, right? He was made blind, deaf, and dumb by the devil when he was a baby. And so he grew up, right, to envision himself and live out his life, right, based on that illusion that was given to him, right, from somebody else. Some people was even made weak and wicked, right? Now that's opposed to what is his own self. So see, like for instance, right, when I say what is his own self, see when we have people that they may have come in tune with this knowledge, right? And at one time in their life, they might have been saying, their name was Supreme Allah. And then they may go on to whatever. That's his own self. He is who he says he is. Unless you could say he a phony. But if somebody's doing that right there, whatever it is, right? They look, they ready to receive all the awards and pay all the penalties for being that. Then what could you do? See, that's when you're dealing with what is your own self. You see, now, let's back up a little bit. Who's the original man? Yeah. But remember, this is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner. So, are you the owner of that knowledge and wisdom? Right? Being the knowledge and wisdom of what you see of yourself right now, what you see of the cipher around you, your surroundings and everything. You the maker and the owner, as opposed to the made, right? And the owned. Because when you made into an 85%, then you what? A slave of the mental death and power. And what is a slave? That's somebody that's owned. So when you're dealing with the science of, like you were saying, being perpendicular on the square, right? Receiving the knowledge of self and reviving yourself back to life with that knowledge. See, because we like to be fancy and say we raising the dead, but really we just show them what life is. And they either can grasp it or they can't. So now, you know, you give 1,000 people knowledge, right? What they become, right, that's their own self. See, now you're dealing with also the difference between, you know, yeah, you know, we all the guys, but you know, everything seeps its level. You got supreme mathematics, you know that it's stages. And everybody's not at the same stage at the same time or progress through the stages at the same rate. So when a person say, where's your own self? See, that's on every level. Like, so you got people that they family is good, hardworking church people. You understand what I'm saying? And during the time that they family was the most powerful part of their existence, right? They was just like them. You see, look, right around those ages, 13, 14, 15, 16, starts to become his own self. You understand what I'm saying? That's when it happened for me.
Now when you start asking questions.
That's why I got the knowledge of self. That's when I come back. They like, wait a minute, where'd you get this shit? You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, during those, you know, probably let's say like by 10 years old, I had plans. I devised methods not to go to church. Like I knew how to not go to church. You know what I'm saying? You know, mostly, cause see, I just had one of those families where it's all people, you can spend the night at anybody's house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm spending the night at people's house on Saturday, and I know don't go to church on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going. I don't have a suit. I don't have shoes. I'm not going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I still didn't know. I didn't have the knowledge of who God was, but I knew they didn't have it either. That was the key. So you got a lot of people, right? Where, you know, say like in 5%, right? You know, you may run in to some people, right? And because of their experience, right, it could be good, it could be bad. They got a certain way that they see the gods of the earth, the nature. You understand what I'm saying? You know, or even this is a better example, right? This is to get the degrees, right? When you say, you know, the original man is the Asiatic black man, right? That's the only given. That's the only thing that you get right there from your parents just by osmosis of you being here, right? You end up being an Asiatic black man if you exist long. You understand what I'm saying? After that, the maker, the owner, creator of the planet Earth for other civilization, God of the universe, you got to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So when we say who's the original man, and we put that description up there, right? Okay, but what about your own self though? Are you the father of civilization? Right? If so, it says civilization. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's up to you at that point.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be creative, man, for what you build.
But that's just a little one of those I don't know how you classify it, you know, but from my days of in the gladiator circle, that was I drew that up. We got Encyclopedia Brown just came in. Encyclopedia Brown, it's very interesting. I was watching, I was seeing that Jabari and what's your brother name? The Jamaican guy.
Oh,
Yeah, they get ready to have a debate.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting debate. And the reason why I think is, at least for me, right? Because I think this is maybe the first time, right, where the people agree on most of the facts, right? And most of the sources. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, yeah, Garfield. Shout out to Garfield, my bad for not recalling your name, but I think I'm obsessed earlier. But see, they agree on most of it, you know what I mean? And they like some people, it's like, if you're using the Bible for your resource, then the other person is now the debate is the Bible a valid resource, you know what I mean? Instead of whatever the point is. So that's why I think it'll be interesting. And I really didn't understand what he was saying until the other day I was watching. And he said something, I was like, that's actually, I didn't see that. But he was saying that the way a lot of this stuff is starting to be expressed, right? In terms of the history of original people and the history of all the different religious structures and cultural structures that we had over time, right? Is that people keep trying to tie it into Christianity. You see what I'm saying? And so at a certain point, it's like you just providing a cover for people to kind of worship Christianity under another name. You know what I'm saying? Like if you tell them that, well, nah, Jesus is really the root, then I was the problem.
That's basically what they've been telling people, that like, every religion goes back to Christianity. And you should just be worshiping that, because if you don't,
Yeah, but that's,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it until, they was doing a little what's the name? But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that one. Check that one out. I think that one's gonna be interesting. You know what I'm saying? But we already had our little rant for the day. Now we're gonna get to some basics. What you say here, the issue of man and woman union in marriage under the state. If I tell her wisdom, your fiance say it's just a fee. Your aunt say, am I not right and exact? Oh, your fiance is just a fee. Your aunt say about the issue of man and woman union in marriage under the state. I mean, that's the issue, is that it's under the state. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's one of the things where, it could be some reason, what I'm saying, that makes it a valuable proposition, for you and the Black woman that you deal with. You know what I mean? But, you just got to have that understanding. You know what I mean? That, this is a third party, you know what I'm saying? And, that third party is not your friend. They not, you know what I'm saying? See, there's two things there. You know what I'm saying? Because see, like you said, when you're talking about a union, right? And you're talking about celebrating that union and that, you know what I mean? Because that is going to be people's history. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how my parents came together, that's a part of my history. You understand what I'm saying? And what those bonds was built up and all of that is part of your history. That's a part of, that's have a big impact on why and how you grow up, You know what I'm saying? So, it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that just gotta beware of that third party.
But you still have that marriage without having a marriage. You used to have a union without, like, because I know I looked it up and said you common law, like, it's no, like, a certain amount of years or time spent with somebody.
You can, in terms of, if you're talking about legally, right? You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that is kind of assumed in marriage. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, right? If you're married to a woman, right? Any child that she has is assumed that the paternity is yours. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the law.
Even if my name's not on the birth certificate?
Man, she's married to you. Your name, you know what I'm saying? Your last name is her last name. No. Any child that she has once you marry her.
Oh, once you marry.
Yeah, is assumed that the paternity is yours. You know what I'm saying? Just like you have a certain period of time to prove, right? Once the paternity has been assumed or claimed, you got 2 years to figure out that you was mistaken or you on the hook for the rest of the 16. Yeah. So what I'm saying is this, though. This is what I'm saying is that these things being assumed, right, is for the protection of the children. So what I'm saying is, you can draw up your own contract. You know what I'm saying? Where you say, look, this is how we're gonna deal with custody. This is how we're gonna deal with, the money. This how, you know what I'm saying? And, so yeah, you do that too. You gotta figure that out on your own. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of the things where, you know, some things that we was taught from the Bible, that was just for us. That wasn't necessarily really like you know, after you teach them the mathematics, teach them this. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it was just saying, you know, something where it's like, yo, look, son, if you get married into the government, certain levels of hell you're gonna have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You might don't want to do that. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's something you gotta deal with. You know what I'm saying? You know, however you decide to deal with you know, your women and your family, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Side rally going on. We catch up. After show improve. Yeah, it's ABG defined and complete. Justice Victory said only if you're trying to get tax benefits. I mean, look, whatever it is, man. You know, maybe you don't want her to testify against you, or she doesn't want you to testify against her. So, you know, trying to subpoena. You know what I'm saying? Interesting how the word marriage is like marry age. Happy times, I suppose. I mean, you know, it's just like I said, the aspects of it. You know, now some of it, right? What about this aspect? And this is a question. I'm not. But listen, depending on how you do it, right? Because you could, you know, I don't know how it happens if you go to like justice of the peace, right? But you know, like I'm saying, if you go to the church, right?
Yeah.
And they say, you know, look here, we gather here today before God. They just, you know, so at that point, you know, you swear it, you're bearing witness to. Yeah, you're making an oath. You see what I'm saying? You swearing. Yeah, you swearing before God about this thing, you know what I mean? So that, you know, you got that aspect. But you know, at the end of the day, yeah, that's one of those ones you gotta decide on your own. Man. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you know, at the end of the day, whatever's gonna happen, the decision's already been made. You know what I'm saying? You either picked the right woman or you didn't. Yes, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if things is gonna go smooth, right? You know, if she's in the same mindset with you in, she don't want to go to court either. You know what I'm saying? Justice. What's the deal? Peace to the God. Please say I did. Justice of the peace, there's no mention of God. You know. But still, you know, I mean, you know, it's still is, you know, at the end of the day, what it really comes down to, you know what I'm saying, is not really to be, you know, because with a lot of things, God, you know, we at the time right now where look, we got to move forward with what has to be done. You understand what I'm saying? It's, you know, we could talk about everybody, do all that, but we got to move forward with what has to be done. So see, in reality, you got to remember that this thing is established for us to be our own government. See what I'm saying? And so, if, you know, whatever's supposed to be happening, that's supposed to be recognized a union that we have, we supposed to be set up so that can be recognized under our law. You see what I'm saying? See, just like Complete said right here, when you go through a justice of the peace, okay, that's the law of the land, right? But if you could go through a ship captain can marry people, then it's legally binding. You understand what I'm saying? Because on the ship, he's the law. He's the president. You understand what I'm saying? If you go through the Christian church, right? You ain't got to go to the justice of the peace. That is recognized, right, under their law as a recognized union. You understand what I'm saying? The Muslims, the Jews, all of these different people, right, can have the union of man and woman recognized under their law. You see what I'm saying? So, as a nation too, we supposed to be. That's how we supposed to be built. You understand what I mean? It's not. See, I don't. When we talk about that, right? Not getting married under the government, right? We don't want to confuse that with, not forming lifetime bonds. You know what I'm saying? It's only the aspect of getting the devil off that planet. You see what I'm saying? You got to get the devil off that planet. You see what I mean? But it's nothing wrong with marriage. You see what I'm saying? It's just that, and that's not the only thing. You see what I'm saying? Look, the Catholics got their schools, the Jews got their schools. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be like, see, and look, it's got to be like that. For everybody, the time and place, it had to be like that. Right? But we already spend our time making sure everybody know what the 7 is for on the flag, and everybody know how many degrees between this point and that point. Right? Now, we supposed to be putting that flag out there. It's supposed to be on stores. It's supposed to be on businesses. It's supposed to be on schools. Right? We're supposed to be showing and proving our signs to the point where when we come and say, look, this is, we've this is a bond right here that happened, right? Under our Lord, it's the people, they doing their thing. So yeah, let them do what they do. You understand what I'm saying? We're supposed to be producing students that's at the level where they saying, oh yeah, they educated them. Yeah, they you ain't gotta test them, they good. See, that's to science of building, we're supposed to be taking it there, you know what I mean? So, it's not, just don't get it twisted. That's what don't get it twisted. That's, Justice Victory said, all I need is supreme love and understanding, not dealing with the government. Also, what was the father's seat on this? I read he did not support the idea of marrying under the government. Like I said, but, let's keep it 100, right? Got assassinated going to his wife's house. He's going to see his family. So, having to deal with the government, right? Having their law, I mean, just in general, part of what we call in the law of the land is democracy, right? If you ask them, they'll tell you, look, that's what make us great. Democracy and capitalism. So yeah, send about their laws, send about their court system. If they have a land dispute with an Indian, suppose we held all these cases in the Indian court. Yeah, who you thought would have won? You see what I'm saying? So but a lot said, don't get married under the gun. You know what I'm saying? Don't go in the military. You know what I'm saying? Because all of these things, don't go in jail. Because doing all these things, you marry on to the government too. You understand what I'm saying? Like you go in the military and they give you a card that says property of the United States military. Like from what I understand, you can't really hurt yourself. Like you're not really, like it's against military rules to hurt yourself because you military property. Like you fucking up the equipment. There's certain things now that you obligated to do. You know what I'm saying? You got an oath now where that you take your life for your freedom under certain circumstances, man. According to their law. So, that was the science of that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the science of being against unions between men and women. That's what I want to just be clear about. Seven Powers said we can't live out another man's culture and your own culture at the same time. Can't serve two masters. We have to come up with our own. Yeah, that's another, when you talk about own self. Yeah, it means that too. You see what I mean? Not the stuff that was made for us. Not the stuff that, we was made to do by, outside ideas and forces. So how can you become your own government? I hear brothers talk about this all the time. They all still function in governmental society in some form or way because they don't have their own land or nation. You gotta start from scratch. I look at a lot of historic things of that nature, right? And when you deal with nations that have their own land, at least, we're talking about this recorded history, right? We're talking about, say, the last 2,000 years, right? Mostly all of those people, all of the nations that we know now started out as a kingdom within an empire. So, what they call, Western Europe, France, Spain, England, those was parts of the Roman Empire. Germany, eventually became a part of it, the Holy Roman Empire. America was a part of the British Empire. And in terms of how all of them went from being a part of the empire to being a nation that can stand on their own, there's various history on that. But I'm just saying that it's not unprecedented. And the one key that I've seen, right, is that whatever happened, whether it was just the fall of society or whether it was war, right, it was people that was able to maintain civilization. See, in those certain capitals of the Roman Empire or of the British Empire, et cetera, the Spanish Empire, Mexico, all those places was parts of the Spanish Empire, right? They never, I don't think they had to fight for their freedom. The way most of the Spanish Empire over here was lost is Napoleon invaded Spain and he was doing this thing. And he ended up knocking them out. I think he made his brother the king over there or something too. And then of course he got in trouble. So there was no power over them. So all of the kingdoms over here, or all of the colonies over here started declaring their independence. Right? But they had enough civilization to maintain that, to take care of the people, to keep peace, to keep everything flowing. So that's just some general outline of some history that I've seen on that's very general. You know what I'm saying? Other people, they want to show you all of these codes and statutes. That's how, but I think that's what you're saying is that if I'm a nation based on the codes and statutes that you say I'm a nation, then, how sovereign, I guess, you gotta say it, am I?
So the code make you, the laws of code make you sovereign, because they.
Well, that's what these brothers are saying. I don't, but
What about living it, like living the code and enforcing it?
that's another science. You see what I mean? See, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot of things. That's like the big bang of it, right? Is that, we can go out and we can get all these guns and we can just go kill white. That ain't necessarily gonna work. You understand what I'm saying? Because, look, when the supermarket was fucked up during the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many Black people was you able to call? Mostly everybody was calling the white man, asking him, when is it going to be? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So you could go do all that, but then you're not really, you don't have civilization. You can't, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I don't understand why we couldn't just come together and have a mini market and be like, hey, you can go down such and such, and I'll drop the food there. You tell us I'm pay that, so we know we could be replenished. But we just get dependent on the institution of supermarket and go in and get it.
You ever heard of the relatively deprived? See, that's you can see that a lot in the like if you watch generations of an immigrant family, right?
Mhm.
You can see them go from you can see them become the relatively deprived. You know what I'm saying? And the relatively deprived, they savage. See what I'm saying? See, you got people, right, that you know, they live somewhere where it's like, they seen, people in a car or whatever, they live in their life, right? They don't know about our furniture. I'm sure it's not all that many people anymore like that, but people, if you're in a situation, right, where you're dirt poor, right, but everybody else is dirt poor, seems regular. See what I'm saying? That's different. See, in America, is the relatively deprived, meaning you're not in poverty, right, to the level where it's like, if in terms of the world, if you live in America, you in the top, 10% of the world or some shit. You understand what I'm saying? But in America, right, it's Elon Musk. You see what I'm saying? So even though, you got a house, car, whatever, you relatively deprived. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that shit makes motherfuckers crazy.
But why wouldn't I be satisfied with enough?
Nah, because you see what they got. See, like for instance, look, even when you got in the Great Migration, right? You got families that they were sharecropping for generations. Before that, they were slaves, right? And since they came to New York, not one person has worked. They they are criminals because when they get here, they are criminals because when they get here, right? Now it's different. See, it's different when we all on a slave on a sharecropping plantation. But see, when you get to New York and now you go below 96th Street and you see how these people is living. You see what I'm saying? So now you gotta skip steps. See, now this shit is fucked up. Now I'm being oppressed. See, before, it didn't matter. We had love, we had each other. See what I'm saying? You get to New York, nah. Some guy get. You know what I mean? Why some people got Jordans and I don't? Nah. See, shit is wasted on you, B. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not that. So when you say, yeah, some shit is so simple, you see people with a couple of nickels doing that, you know what I'm saying? Why can't people? Because see,
the math add up to me, but out there it don't add up. It's like they looking for more substance, they're looking for subtraction or something. I don't know. They not
yeah, but
satisfied.
that's what being relatively, that's what it says,
Yeah,
relative to the other people in the society. You understand what I'm saying? That's the way, because remember like I told you the other day, right? Is that when you see a country that they ain't got no money and you see they top soldiers, they got 10,000 medals. You see what I'm saying? Because the status is a whole thing. You understand what I'm saying? And it's been that way. It's just a part of people. You know what I'm saying? One of the oldest systems in the world is the caste system. You know what I'm saying? Where, you get a certain status based upon certain things, you know what I mean? But, you know, depending upon where you at, you know what I mean? Some places you in, you got a status based on who your family is. You know what I'm saying? Some place you go, the status is based on merit. You know what I'm saying? You know, in America, the status is based on what you got. Yeah,
Material possession.
yeah. See, that's what gives you your relative position in the society. You see what I mean? So, you know, that makes people, they constantly chasing the things that they feel deprived of.
Which keeps everything going.
Yeah.
But if I think I need that, I'm gonna keep buying it and then whatever.
Yeah, not just buying it, but you know, part of what's happening, just talking about the general society that we're dealing with, right? Is you know, people being made to feel like they need certain things. You know what I mean? Being like, say, as life goes on, right? You're gonna see it was things that, yeah, I remember when that didn't exist. And now it's like if you don't have one, you're not a whole person and shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember when cell phones did not exist. Like they existed, but you had to have like a suitcase and shit. Like whatever's inside the phone now was in the suitcase. You know what I'm saying? And it was just to receive it on the cord out like that. You know, now, you know, if you don't have a cell phone, you can't operate. And look, a smartphone at that, not even just regular. You know, I remember when, look, just having a beeper, people was like, "What you need a beeper for? You gotta have a beeper. Like people need to contact you when you outside. They can't wait. You can't wait till you get back. What you need to talk to somebody that bad for?" I remember people saying about a beeper. Now, everybody feel, look, I remember when everybody didn't have a regular phone in their house. Yeah. Now certain things, look, it's certain things that didn't exist when I was a kid that now it's child abuse if you don't get it. And you could be put in jail for not having this thing. Again, that didn't even exist. See what I'm saying? So when it says he likes the devil because the devil gives him nothing. Yeah.
A whole lot. But is he that down the line to the nothing? Or do you know about
No, he thinks so. Because he's a victim of the illusion. You see what I'm saying? And then that's why you see people at the end, right? When all this temporary stuff disappears. That's when the reality is. You know what I'm saying? And the person can now look back and say, man, I seen all the places now where I went for the okie doke. But that's what I'm saying about when a lot of things that you be asking, right? My personal take on it is that things got to hit rock bottom. Meaning that the reality of the situation has to be so in your face, right? That it's like, yeah, all right, you know, we don't have a choice here. We just have to deal with this. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you know, after World War II, it was just a situation where, you know, a critical mass of Black people felt like, yeah, listen, whatever's going to happen, it's going to have to happen, but we can't. We fed up. You see what I mean? So it's riots going on. You know, it's not just the Martin Luther King riots. There's riots all over, 60, 61, 62, 63. There's riots all over. Big riots, little riots. You know what I'm saying?
This century.
Nah, because see, like I said, that's how you know, you can give people a small status, right? Within the system that they oppressed in. Yeah, it don't matter if it's class monitor, police, whatever. Listen, you give a motherfucker small status, it changed their whole life. It changed everything by how they act.
It's like being an overseer.
It's less than being overseer, but yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's like more, hey, well, I ain't gonna say it's more of us, but not that much. But I'm saying like Black people in general, it's a lot we could do if we knew, if everybody knew themselves. Say,
See, I don't think the problem, is the thing. The problem is not lack of knowledge no more. You know, the problem is a lack of will to realize something with that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because and see, it's fun because see, I was about to say because that's the harder way, but it's actually not. You're going to encounter difficulty no matter what, right? It's just a matter of when and how you're going to encounter that difficulty, right? So let's say if we take school as an example, right? The people that's going to class, they not hanging out in the street and all of that, you know, it's seeming like it's harder for them at the time because the other cool kids, they get money, they do anything, they win all the fly shit, right? But then the cool kid ends up getting 10 years in jail. You know what I'm saying? And while he's doing that 10 years in jail, the kid who went to school, he's rising up in his career and shit. So that by the time that 10 years is over, the other kid is dwarfed your you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you see a little bit of money for a summer or two in a lot of cases, if that, right? And then, you know, this guy was making $100,000 a year for the whole 10 years you was in there. And then when you come out, look, his career is still headed up. He's still making more and more money. You can't get no money because you're record and your mindset. You see what I mean? So when it wasn't really harder for the person who was, it's just a matter of when and how they encounter their difficulty in being who they are.
okay, but say that the person who did the 10 years, while they was in there, they learned more than when the person who was out. And then the person was out, yeah, they got 100,000. But the person who came out be able to try to. It was like a baby. It took it hard. They was scrolling, but then they started walking, and then they realized, okay.
That's why I added on
about
at
2
the
days.
end. That's why I added on at the end of what I said. Also, their mindset. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the end of the day, the time is now. Right? So, yeah, this person could, like you said, they could go in there and study something and come out with an idea, right? And that idea could be worth billions. You know what I mean? You know, what if the person came out and thought of Amazon? You understand what I'm saying? Whatever it could be. You know, still in all, that 10 years in jail I would say is more difficult than the 16 years of education that the other dude went through. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you learn the same lessons, right? But in the end, the cat that went to school learned them easier than you. Said marriage goes as far as Yaqub's time, so marriage is a part of our history. Correct? And said marriage goes as far back as Yaqub's time. However, like everything the colored man. Well, no, marriage goes back further than Yaqub. You know what I'm saying? It was just the particular laws on marriage that Yaqub used. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I guess you could say maybe getting married under the government goes back to that kind of concept. But no, marriage, you know, the union between knowledge and wisdom is what we're doing here. There's that didn't, you know, that, you know, I'm gonna create a situation, right, where everybody around here know that that's my words right there. Don't, don't, you know, that, you know, that's the idea that we would need somebody else to tell us that is I wouldn't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, like you said before, you know, it's love and understanding. Shall we say? Let's see. Yeah. Now look at this. This is a good one right here, right? Look at Jarrell Boylan, right? He said, look, it's a simple one. But look, this is the type of thing. He said, look, there's no vinyl tapes and CDs, just streams, right? So that's my point now. So now they make you think you need a cell phone because how else you how else you gonna listen to the music now? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's a good example right there of something that, like, nah, why I need that for? Like, why I gotta pay you every month? I thought I bought the shit. Like, it's my phone, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
My music, Why need to be paying you every month? If you don't buy stuff no more, you're renting.
Everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you can tell me the phone, then you're gonna tell me how I can use it and how I can't use it. You can give me nah. When you gotta sign the shit with it. No, the user agreement shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, I gave you the money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, once upon a time when you bought something, like, nigga, I got, look, like, see, back in the day, if you bought a car, I could buy this car, drive it in the river. It's my car. I do what the fuck I want to do with it. If I want to chop it into pieces, I chop it into pieces. But see, now they tell you now, that's against the license agreement.
How you give me something, you have stipulations.
Yeah, I don't like that. But see, for me, it's y'all young people. I don't know why y'all keep going for this shit. That's what it is.
You don't read the terms.
As long as y'all keep going for this shit, they gonna tell people like me I need to get with the time.
Sign whatever. Just that's the problem.
Yeah, let me tell you another thing y'all be doing. Y'all let people scan y'all shit. Oh, in some place, I can't remember where it was. The dude asked me for my ID.
Yeah.
Show my ID. He did some shit with the computer. Like, you know, when like,
the barcode.
Yeah. Hey, you all right? Like, nah, it's all right. You just, oh man, what's wrong with you, man? Man, you just let me know you did that. I told you I don't want to come here.
Yeah, and the crazy part is the ID didn't have that before.
No.
Never had a barcode.
Yeah. To see, that's what I'm saying though. But all these different things now they make you think, oh, now you need to do it like that so you can get through here quicker. And then we can, let me do it the old way. Like, I don't need to give you my number. I came in here to buy some fish food. I don't need you to sell me nothing else. I don't need you to let me know when motherfucking cotton balls is on sale. I don't need to know none of that. I just need the fish food and get out of here.
They will offer us to be trying to say.
Yeah, well, shit, that's what they get. I don't even know. Yeah, no, you can't email me.
I'll give you 10%.
Yeah. Nah, man. Yeah, that's how they try to get you. Yeah, you get us a telephone number, you get reward points, you get 80% of them. Man, get the fuck out of here. First of all, who told you I wanted that? That's the G right there. You ain't catch it. Who told you I wanted that?
No, we didn't.
They make you think you need it.
Advertising.
It's like jail. Don't take that from them. Golden Face, welcome to the channel. The wordsmith is back. Let's take a time out. Let's take a time out and point that out that the wordsmith is back full strength. Yeah, TSA, that's another group of people that, a little bit of status. Oh, man. Yeah, see, that's the thing about that too, right? That's something when they be talking about the society, right? See, we got lessons say Yakub ain't build prison house for the people. Yeah, I ain't build nothing for you neither. See what I'm saying? Because now I gotta take the time to watch you. Like, I gotta be in that world too. You see what I'm saying? Like if a person is a correction officer, they upstate for 8 hours a day. So they, you look, the same shit that can happen to everybody else in there can happen to them. And all of the mental, you know what I'm saying, from the shit you seeing in there to, you know, being in there, the conditions, the people you got to deal with, it's all the same. So see, you gotta deal with that on your own. Whatever the case is, stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? You know, hopefully you don't have to be fixed where you gotta stay away from everybody. What do you mean falsely accused?
Like there's a lot of people that's in the system, they didn't do that, but they being held. You know, like how do they navigate?
What do you mean, like what?
Like, I mean, like, you know, like when people be like, oh, they get blamed for certain crimes, then they do that. Like, for oh, you was doing this, and we said, like, you have to sign some papers, like you didn't know what you were signing.
I mean, see, it's a very complicated situation. You know what I'm saying? Where you know, a lot of people that's in that situation was playing fight, and that's how they got burned. See what I'm saying? They might not have had the matches. They didn't have the gas. They didn't come up with the plan because they was playing around fire. You know, now you got people that, you know, they was just minding, but that's different. You know, but if we in here, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you telling me you innocent of this,
Mm-hmm.
but then you telling me about 1,500 other war stories that you had out there. You understand what I'm saying? That's, you know, now that's not everybody. But in my experience, I seen that a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Is that playing around fire. You know, and that's not just with people's freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean with people's life too. I seen them, you know, they wasn't, you know, the person, they didn't start it, they wasn't involved, whatever, but they was playing around fire. You know what I'm saying? See, this is an interesting comment right here, Justice Victory. Said the young keep going for it because they're eating the wrong foods. See, above comment, I personally think we lost a generation with all the social platforms and digital pins being stuck in their heads. Wow, that's a heavy statement. That's a heavy statement. I wouldn't say we lost. You gotta waste some time. You know, look, I'm from some generations that they thought was lost. You know, the generation, you know, the kind of cohort, the age group right above me, those are the crack smokers. Yeah. 1955, 1965. That's it. I'm just telling you, if you know somebody that was born, they lived in New York, they was born during that time, it's a high probability they smoked crack before. If you're talking about selling, then extend that age group up to about maybe 1980, 70, 77, 78, something like that. You know, and yeah, people thought, yo, it was crazy. We was listening to hip hop music and shit. So, you know, and we turned it around, G. So you know, I wouldn't say lost. You know, I'm not into the TikTok stuff. I haven't brought myself to download that. I've been sent a couple of links that I was able to watch. You know, there's some things, the tight pants. I understand where you're coming from, but yeah, I think it's a little bit early to say lost. You know, let's stay into that crypto, they might get money.
I think we both those. I think we got found out what messages we got sent out. And what messages we got not listen to, but this a lot of
Yeah,
disinformation and misinformation.
I agree with that. Is that y'all gonna have to realize the just the next levels that things have been taken to. You know what I'm saying? Being like, for instance, you know about the Negro Bible, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's the Bible where they only have verses that supported slavery.
yeah, slaves say to listen to their master.
Yeah, right. Yeah, only certain parts of it now. You know, so those parts that was missing, you know what I mean? It was certain keys in there that would lead people to know that, hold up, you know, everybody's supposed to be getting salvation here, whatever, you know what I mean? Like this saying, you know, the shit that's hidden from y'all now is, you know, not in the rest of the Bible and shit. Like this shit is in the private memos of Google and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? These types of motherfuckers, you know, like just the different, you know, and I think y'all gonna have to come to a realization, right? That stuff is worse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the people in your generation, which they started that with Obama, you know, that, you know, it's post-racial and, you know, everything is different now. You know, we don't have to think about race anymore and you know, whatever. And just the ways that they go about maintaining the status quo, you know what I'm saying? You know,
It's not in your face no more, son.
yeah, you understand what I mean? Like it's not like, say, like when I first got the knowledge, right? And it was like, yo, right, you can't eat pig. You know, at the time, I know, you know, that means pork chops, ham, bacon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that Twinkies got swine. Fucking, you know, like, you know, just fucking juice and shit, candy, like this got pig in it. Like how the fuck? You know, all types of shit. Yeah, you can't, yeah, gummy bears, you can't lick a stand. All types of shit that people were saying was like, yo, I never knew that all of this, you know, this is, yeah, these is all the other ways. You understand what I mean? You know, even things like, you know, look, everybody, you know, even to this day, you know, we send our kids to school and we tell them to go over there, listen, and do good. Yeah, at the same time, right? We know that they're going over there being brainwashed to certain things.
Just made our own school.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's the key. Is that a lot of this, you know, kind of bickering back and forth, that we discussing all this, but you know, only thing I can tell you is I could build on the whole mathematics. And everything what mathematics could do, I could build on. See, I'm not telling nobody about no pyramids. I'm not telling nobody about no Kabbalah, no, because I can't do none of that right now. And, you know, if somebody could point out, but then to me now, see, I don't have that kind of time. Like, you got to work on that with somebody else. You understand what I mean? Like, if you tell me that, look, you know, all we got to do, like, remember before you was like, yo, why won't black people just do this and that? If somebody is to say, look, all we got to do, you know what I mean, is build a pyramid right over there in the yard, right? We can build a pyramid and, you know, all the establishment is going to melt off the planet. Okay, I'm not with that. I'm not. You go do your golden calf for somebody else.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, in the meantime, you know, until you got the whole thing down pat, right? And you got the plan, you telling me, look, you need me to stand over there on that corner and, you know, whatever is the move I got to make, you know, just holler at me there. But in the meantime, I'm not going to be following you, you know, and yeah, and there's things that got to be done right here. Those people already had their time to do what they was doing. We see the evidence of it right there. We got to do what we got to do in this time. See, everybody ain't got the same job. And every time, I'm saying people don't have the same job. You see what I'm saying? You know, the way the knowledge is manifested, see, that's another thing y'all gonna have to figure out. Y'all gonna have to figure out where's the minds of the people, right? Because see, you can't talk too long where the people don't have the attention span.
It's short.
Yeah, you can't talk too high where the people can't comprehend what you're saying. And you can't talk too low, right? Where, you know, it's like, you don't want to be disrespectful. So you got to figure out where the minds of the people is, right? And exactly who got to hear it, what they got to hear, and how they got to hear it. See, you know, you got Sesame Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually watch Sesame Street. I don't know, did you ever see Electric Company? The Electric Company, that was like the Black Sesame Street, as far as I was concerned. You know, like the Electric Company had Spider-Man. They both had like the characters and all that, but the Electric Company had Spider-Man. So hands down, full stop, Electric Company. Big Bird, Spider-Man, there's not a real competition. You know what I'm saying? You know, but just saying that at that time, right? Yeah, Big Bird and Spider-Man and you know, the Count and all these people, that's who needed that, that's whose job it was to speak to me at a certain age. You see, by the time you're 14, you can't talk to me like that. So the way the knowledge was at that time and the way how it was, yeah, that's what me and the people that was there at that time, that's how we needed to get it. See what I'm saying? You know, now this is the people in your time, right? You see, just like when you see all the different people that come, right, in all the different books, right? They come at a particular time. They see the Jesus, you come in, you take motherfuckers to fish, right? But see, that wouldn't have worked in Moses' time when we in the desert. I got a different job. What I got to do, I got to be equipped a whole different way. And the people who I'm leading and what they need to be led from and to is different. So, you know, it's as establishment becomes more and more covert. They got a word. This may be the first time I've ever gotten a chance to use this word in a sentence, but it's the way it's covert now. It's insidious. Yeah, that's how the embellishment now is. It's insidious. I think we can end the live now. I got that off. I don't know how long I've been waiting to get that word off, but I think you might as well. I think we can stop now. Did my thing. Damn, I never looked at that before. The guy, Shamik J. Sen, did a calculation. He says, if they worked in the prison for 8 years, the amount of time they was in there is equivalent to 2 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to be, everything that the prisoner got to put his mindset in to survive in there. You did 2 years like that. Yeah, you did 2 years in that mindset.
That's how they got you too.
That's how they got you. With a lot of shit. You see what I'm saying? Look, again, that's somebody get a government job, they made it. You had a party. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, yeah, some of these roles that you had to end up playing. I think there are only 2 reasons things happen to you. Either you made it happen or you allowed it to happen. But all the above is caused by the Son of Man. Very high science right there, very high science. Justice Vickery said, I also think we need to get these babies to read more books, expand their minds and vocabulary. I see too many relying on their phone for everything. Now, sir, I was thinking about that.
You read a lot on your phone anyway.
I think I think we may be coming to the end of the book era. Like there's errors. Like there was errors for vinyl records. You know what I'm saying? Errors for cassette tape. You gotta remember a book it's still a medium. You know, we've become very used to it. It was an excellent medium. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about this. You know, I don't want to sound, you know, I don't want to sound like a capitalist here, but you know, I think, I don't know. I think Encyclopedia Brown and people like that, that might be the last, you know, book people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, in New York used to be full of bookstores. I'm talking about bookstores up and down the west side, all kinds of bookstores. And now there might be, I know there's a Barnes and Noble still on 18th Street over there by Union Square. There's one that's about 80th Street. Now about 82nd Street and Broadway, there's a Barnes and Nobles. And then across the street, across Broadway, like on 80th, 81st Street, there's a little, like a private bookstore, like this is old school. It survived the Amazon. There, it's like one of the old ones. You know what I'm saying? It's still there. You still got the Strand Books on Broadway and like 12th Street is still there. The one in 14th Street, I think, is gone. There might still be that Barnes and Nobles on 6th Avenue, possibly on like 19th Street. Yeah, see, I'm getting hard pressed now to think of, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting hard pressed to think of the bookstores now, and they used to be all over. You know, every different type of way of life has a bookstore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Black people, we had Tree of Life.
Like you said, still some survival. Just digital. Notes. What's that thing called?
But here's the problem, though, is that one thing about books, right? Books was the least entertaining medium, right? So, you know, like the entertainment value, right? Like, you know, when the way that people get their knowledge, right? Like, for instance, a lot of people, they say they get their news now on Facebook, right? But how intricate can you get a story on a post and shit?
Not that interesting.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Not that long.
Yeah.
And some people just read the headline, they get their news like that. Or they read like 2-3 sentences.
So it's like never drinking water, but thinking because you're drinking other fluids, you're getting your water from that source. Actually, I get a lot of my water from fruit. Today I had a very nice pineapple, cantaloupe. What's that other melon? With the plenty dew. And the watermelon was actually, I didn't eat the watermelon. I like it. Can't call it. But that's interesting. You know, that's a whole other point though. I think I'm gonna have to go on Sunya's class for that. I need one of the biology, you know, one of the brothers that's a little more well versed in biology, you know. I've been wondering, like, how's that what does Dr. Sadie have to say about that? Or what did Dr. Sadie have to say about that? The fact that water, right, doesn't have nutritional value. Like right now, right? So you got that water. If you look on the back, everything says 0.
Right.
But you can't live without it.
That's because it's in our bodies. It's a simple function.
Yes, but that means it's a flaw in the system of how you measure it. It's something you need to live, right? Look, if a chicken McNugget, right, got nutritional value.
Yeah.
And water doesn't. I'm just saying from the outside looking in. I'm not, like I said, I don't specialize in that kind of thing. But it would seem to me that that's a flaw in the system.
Absolutely.
Has anybody pointed that out?
0 calories, 0 meal.
Yeah, it says 0, 0, 0. Yeah, something wrong with the system.
But they're not measuring the elements. You need the oxygen, you need the carbon, you need all that. Think about that.
So Justice Victory said, I don't see them reading books on their phone or tablet either.
Some do.
I mean, come on. Who the hell is this person? Get rid of him.
Yeah, most people be on TikTok. That's the media right now. Video.
Oh, you talking about the bookstore on 8th Street, right on the corner? Right on the corner on yeah, that was that. Yeah, remember that was Barnes and Noble's for a minute. It was Dalton's for a minute. It was something else a little bit, but I think it might have been a publisher or something that had. I can't recall, but yeah. That was it. That was one of the first ones to go. So Complete said Amazon is about to start opening bookstores again. The market is going to become stylish for stylish. So you think it's going to be, they're going to, maybe they got to get Kim Kardashian. They got to get Kim Kardashian to start doing TikToks reading books.
Do you think at some point books will be banned? I mean, they already been banned, but I'm talking about like just in general. Like a whole bunch of books being banned, then we select books being banned.
You said,
How you know how the CD and vinyl.
well, yeah, there's banned books. Yeah, I don't know if they ban
I'm talking about
outright.
like a massive ban. Like, okay, you can't read this, and you're gonna hide this, and this going in the vault, and you won't read this.
I don't know what the status of it is, but I mean, there's books like the Anarchist Cookbook. You get in trouble for that. There's, there's books that's, I don't know if you can be arrested or whatever. I don't have it, so I can't tell you. But there's books out there.
People will be like, "Oh, about doing this now before they ban us." And you gonna hear about it. You read this, boom, you never know. You keep this up. Some censorship is gonna be real. Hiding knowledge.
A Black-owned store next to Gray's Papayas You're not talking where is like that tall light skin, that tall, he's like a light brown skin dude. Listen, if you talking about who I think you talking about, you know, I think I used to see Shaka Utmost with him back in the days. Like I'm not, because I didn't know him back, like they was just people that I used to see. And I used to go in the store. But I think I know who you're talking about. Who knows? So before I get too caught up with y'all, because y'all already got me caught up. Stay away from y'all kind of people. So you know today's mathematics.
Knowledge, man.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you add the two numbers?
That's what I was just getting ready to tell you. Now, when you add the numbers, right? Also multiply, right? Adding and multiplying is our signs. Dividing and subtraction is the cutting signs. Now, the reason why we do that, addition and multiplication, right, is because it gives us other keys to understand what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it's like you know the outcome of the situation right here. You see what I mean? However, when we deal with the science of living mathematics, right? You can't go from 15 to 6. You go from 15 to 16. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, when you deal with knowledge power, right? And you say, you know, that's customary, you know, among some brothers to when they say mathematics, to say it like that, you know, including myself, right? I would say today mathematics is knowledge power or being born to quality, right? Because that gives you some you know, more keys to understand what knowledge power is about. You see what I'm saying? You know, say if we was dealing with wisdom power, right? Now we got the multiplication also comes into play, right? You know, which is it's the same at that point, right? Because if you add it, that is not the same problem. So it's saying that's why you're doing it because now when you add it, it's 7, right? But when you multiply it, it's 10. And see, each one of those have a certain meaning and a certain application to whatever is the circumstances, situations that you're dealing with. You know, people, places, things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when you deal with the supreme mathematics, right? What you just said was right. But what you always want to do is manifest the meaning. You understand what I'm saying? You know, over time, you become better and better at manifesting that meaning without having to talk for 10 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, you may even use an example of today, right? You know, how did you knowledge power?
show you how I do that. Okay, so I had a disagreement with a coworker, and then I could have got mad and lashed out, but I decided to self-control myself and use my power using my words. I think that's how I announced about this. I could have gone off emotion, but it wasn't. It was like, no, I don't need to do that. I need to think about how I'm going to portray myself and fix the situation, navigate it. So the knowledge was of the situation and what was going on, and the power was to be able to use my words and my actions in that moment.
So see, it just to shorten it up for you, right? See, you acknowledge your own power. You see what I'm saying? You acknowledge your power, right? On you know, how to handle that situation, right? That you had the power to do that. See, like you said, you could have went in a different direction. You understand what I'm saying?
Peace, God.
Peace.
Peace.
Y'all be safe. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Darkim.
Peace. But oh yeah, this only thing I just wanted to add on to that, right, is that, see, listen, from the minute you woke up this morning, you already acknowledge your own power. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, and like you said, in that situation, right, you also acknowledge that person's power. See what I'm saying? And you acknowledge the quality of their power, whether it was positive or negative, whether it can add on to you or whether it can take away, right? And then you use your power, right? Because one of the powers, right, or the basic power is magnetic, the power to attract or repel. So you use your power to repel that negativity. See, this is the applications that be going on and you don't even be realizing. See, that's why we say mathematics is everything and everything is mathematics. You see what I'm saying? Just like, you know, you read in the computer and you see all these letters, but all the shit behind it is numbers.
I do not know that
Yeah, I had that feeling. You know, I remember when I first got to knowledge, it felt like if I was in the room, right, and I was maintaining, I was doing my thing, right, and then somebody cut the lights on. And the whole time, I didn't even know I was in the dark. But then it was like the lights was on, like, oh shit, what you doing?
Yeah, that's really how I feel like. Wow.
You see? Yes. So now listen. Now you gotta remember them. You build it. So now tomorrow you should know that the first thing you gotta do is acknowledge your equality. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and you know, that's means in the you know, that you got up, you know, that you breathed in and out, you know, and all of that, you know. But, you know, also in terms of being on point, just the simplicity of it, You see what I mean? When you wake up in the morning, right, you got to know that it's knowledge, power, refinement. When you wake up tomorrow, you got to know that it's knowledge equality. So you could be on point when things was coming, right? And you could be on point in, how what might be the best ways for you to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's today's mathematics, right? Now, what we call, right, we got degrees, right? A degree is a stage in something that got many steps. You know what I'm saying? So when we deal with age, right, people in the nation refer to that as physical degree, right? Because it's a stage of development that the body is going through, but we say that we have no birth record. So we don't necessarily use that terminology age when we speak on that. That's from the 80s files there. It might sound it might sound a little bit crazy to some of y'all, but that's how we rock. You know what I'm saying? So what's your physical degree?
28.
You're 28, right? So that is tell us what was Yakub's first rules and regulations, including all laws to be enforced while manufacturing the devil. Write that down. 28. Tell us what was Yakub's first rules and regulations. Yeah, you're right, Justice. Back in the day, you used to just be able to walk on 125th Street and get books after books after books, including all laws to be enforced while manufacturing the devil. You got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, read that back.
What was Yakub's first rules and regulations, including
All laws
all laws to be enforced while manufacturing the devil?
Yeah. So see, that's what he built with his wisdom. Right? See, like I said, right now at 28, right? You're not looking at the world the same way you did at 18 or at 8, right? So that's the difference, this being August 15th, right? When you're 28 is different from August 15th when you're 7. See what I mean? And so that's why that degree, right, applies to you for the whole year. You see, now, one of the things that we had to learn in those wisdom degrees, right, in those degrees specifically that speak about Yakub, it starts with 21. Wisdom is exactly so. You just look at me because the wisdom is not supposed to come before the knowledge. So that means that whatever he did, right, we got to reverse. See what I'm saying? If he did everything by subtraction and division, then we got to do everything by addition and multiplication. You see what I'm saying? So that's what his wisdom built you got to decide what your wisdom is going to build. You get what I'm saying? See, in another degree, it asks you, right, what did he promise his nation he would do? You see what I'm saying? And from that wisdom, what he manifested, right, that was the outcome, right? The devil was made weak and wicked. Now, for instance, you seen that situation that you was in, right? And like you said, you learned to use the power of your what? Words, right? So you let your wisdom build. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of letting that person wisdom destroy you. And that's what you got to do. That's how you got to apply to the whole year. You got to walk around thinking, see, I'm wisdom build. So I'm going to build God. I'm not going to make the devil, right? That's what you got to look out for the whole year. You got another, turn to a blank paper. So now, got to mathematics. You start using it, you know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna get the alphabet, right? Once you got the mathematics and the alphabet, you got the language, you know what I'm saying? You start to become a little more fluent in it, and then you choose your name.
Yeah.
Or you chosen it.
Yeah, I'm not in the alphabet.
Somebody gave you the alphabet already?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, I mean, I found it, I researched it.
But tell me which one you got, because they got some funny ones out there.
Allah is in existence within everything. Supreme Asiatic black man, God who has
First, just tell me what they are.
Oh,
Before the meeting.
Allah, B, born, C, C, D, divine.
All right, yeah, let's start with a new paper.
No.
Good. So 1A, Allah. 2 is be a born. 3 is C, S-E-E. See that C-E-E thing? I understand what people mean with all that, but it gets confusing. Four is D, divine. 5 is E, equality. 6 is F, father. 7 is G, God. 8 is H, he or her. 9 is I itself. 10 is J, justice. 11 is K, king and kingdom. 12 is L, love, hell, or right. 13 is M, master. So that's the first half right there. Get your definitions for those. But with those, again, just get the plain definitions, right? The ones that you got there, keep those, but just get the plain definition. They see Allah is the proper name of God. That's the Allah is the black man. You know what I mean? Be means to exist. Born means to bring into existence. We need definitions like that. You see what I'm saying? So that, first of all, like I said, when you're speaking to the people, you don't want to go around their head, you don't want to go over their head, you don't want to go under their feet. So, you know, when you're speaking and you're defining words and everything, you got to be speaking their language. You know what I'm saying? That's why some of the concepts that you see in 120, right? Or even how we were saying earlier about, you know, people relating Egyptology to Christianity or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Some of that is because you got to speak in language that people understand. See what I'm saying? Like, for instance, the knowledge, you know, for the most part, you know, say for like the first 30 years or whatever, right? Everybody that's coming into the knowledge, or most of the people that's coming into the knowledge, is coming from a Christian background. See what I'm saying? But see, like now, we got other people, like on the live right here, we got a brother, the original Mr. 120, right? His family is from India. You see what I mean? So Moses and those people don't mean nothing. Musa, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He learned about that. I ain't gonna say where he learned about it, but I'm saying that, you know, him experiencing that concept here is different from us. You know what I'm saying? You know, we recognize and see that specifically is the way Elijah Muhammad did it, or that's the way Father did it. See what I'm saying? Yeah, some people, I've seen some people with Islam. Oh man. So we got any last questions out there, man? Before we wind this one down, I need to catch the store. Catch the stove. Actually, I had a full day. I think I did more before about 4:00 p.m. than most of y'all did all day. A reaction video. Who's gonna do the reacting? Is the Declaration of Independence right? Exact. I mean, well, I can't quote it. So you mean like, I mean, it's a declaration. They said what they want to say. But I mean, you mean like in terms of the principles in it or something? I mean, that, that would be kind of odd to me. I would want to know, like, what could be the reaction? I don't know, I see it pretty much like that chapter is closed, who knows, right? Seems like that chapter is closed, and I mean, just in terms, the specifics of that, because like I said, with a lot of these things, it's not, you know, ideas to build, you know what I'm saying? It's not, like people wanting to build is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's America is a specific country, right? They got specific laws, right? A specific way that they go about doing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things is capitalism and some things is communism. Everything that can be done over here can't necessarily be applied in Russia. Everything that can be done in China can't necessarily be applied in Canada. And we have, specific laws ourselves, where it's like, okay, some things is against our Constitution. Unfortunately for many, right, this knowledge is just that way. Like, you gotta, back in the days, they should have a saying. Remember this saying, Abdul Rahman, like it or lump it. That this knowledge is mouth to ear. So, our Constitution is unwritten. But we do, in fact, have a Constitution. I guess maybe, in this day and time, it has to be enumerated. But look, there's some things that, look, that's just something that changed about the world. That, it was common understanding that, look, none of us is bigger than the whole. All we could do is show and prove. You know what I'm saying? That it can be done. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you was questioning if it could be done, but see, like the question that Mr. Spot asked in terms of, well, how do you really go about being a nation? It can be done. Because it's been done before. See, when it can't be done, it says regardless of whom or what. See, when it says it can't be done unless, when it says it can't be done except, that means it can be done. So somebody asked, do the guys pray to Master Fard Muhammad? See, I think you didn't catch, perhaps you didn't catch, when I was running through the alphabet, with this brother, and I took a minute to expand on Allah. Maybe you didn't hear what I said. Because I don't think you asked me that question if you heard what I said. Shout out to Father. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to see it. I don't even know. I don't know what kind of reaction we would have to that. Like a lot of this stuff is just, it's come and gone, G. It's come and gone, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff now is really up to y'all. You see what I'm saying? Meaning, y'all know who he is now. Right? Let me not even say him, y'all know who these people are. Right? Y'all can't forget who they are. when the next one show up, like, see, look, I was there when some of the charlatans, the past charlatans, you know, Prince Cuba, et cetera, down on. I don't even want to go, Prince Cuba, you say what you want to say. I don't want to throw too much people under the bus. I see the brother the other day. I remember the last time, in fact, I seen him twice recently. Did I see him? Might see him at the Law Beast thing. I know I seen him at Amar the Great Home. But before that, I saw him at the street sign. When the line Justice in the 5% work. And the last time I saw him before that, he came to the rally with a fez on and a pin of a snake in it, and I was just a young guy. I was just in the crowd, but basically, we don't teach that. But before YouTube, let's just say that. Like I lived that situation quite a few times in person, but in particular, I'm saying I just saw somebody where, what he was saying was outside the lines. You know what I'm saying? And brothers made knowledge born. See what I'm saying? So, with that wisdom and understanding that I have, right? I don't let people slip under the cracks with me either. You understand what I'm saying? And it's y'all time, right? When y'all gotta weigh and judge. Abdul Rahman said, "We little God, not the creator of the heavens or earth." So, who's the big God? I've been in this decades. I've been in this for decades. I'm just finding out this big homie. Learn something new every day. So who's the big homie, or he got it like where we don't speak his name. So what you saying, Master Fard Muhammad is the big homie? That's what you're saying. I just want to ask you a question. Few questions. Is that correct? That you're suggesting here that Master Fard Muhammad is the big guy? Wow, we're little gods. I think you got that mixed up where you said Master Fard Muhammad came to us as God in person. And I think God came to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. Ain't that how it go? I got to brush up on my NOI. They school is over there on 6th Avenue, right? I told you I'm banned from the mosque. Guys told me to stay away from you. Justice Victory said, all Abdul Rahman need to do is show and prove. All he need to do is take his shahada. So here's the question though. Here's the question. Does the half original man have a birth record? That's for you, Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman said, the nation has no birth record, no beginning or ending. No, Abdul Rahman, let me walk you through this. I'm gonna walk you through this because I don't have time tonight. I mean, you just tell me whether you agree or disagree, right? The colored man has a birth record, 6,000 years, right? A half original man has a colored person as their parent. So how could a half original man be older? How could a half original man be older than the colored man? And if he's younger than the colored man, then how did what you just said apply to what we're talking about? I'll wait. You go ahead. That's an open question for any of you, It's just a question. And shout out to Father, I love Father. But see, I told y'all, man, I rock with Elijah. That's how we do. Oh, it's too much to type. Figures. It figures. See, when you say this stuff, like Shaka Nulu said, you got to make sure the maths is mathing. You gotta make sure the maths is mathing when you say this kind of stuff, man. Who knows? One of these days, you'll catch. But you know, we've reached that juncture again. We did have a new subscriber. Hopefully y'all didn't run him away. You know, yeah. Okay, you know, because you know how y'all are. I ain't seen the side rallies. Get you back. But at any rate, we're gonna go ahead and wind this one down. Everybody that made it this far in the live, do each one, teach one, hit the like button. You know, I don't know, are we still sharing? Do we still share the videos on the other Facebook and Instagrams and all that, and Twitters? I think we gotta get back to that. I think we gotta get back to doing some of that too. But at any rate, you know, from the G building, we had a little G activity. We had a little G activity early in the live, but smoothed that out nicely. And you said the physicals got a birth or record. The physicals got a birth record. Its knowledge does not. Well, I ain't sure what that means, but the question, well, the statement was that we're little gods. And so, you know, just being that little is a relative term, I asked, who's the big guy? And he said, Father. And so, you know, I don't know if he was on the whole time, but that's where my statements proceeded from. Abdul Rahman said, I need to come to Mecca to get the lessons. No, you get the lessons online. See, I don't give out lessons. Let me be clear. Hold on. It's my first rant in a while. I don't give out lessons. See, I teach the science of the large 5%. So I don't give out lessons. Like, if you just want to get the lessons, what you coming to me for? It's all over the internet. If you want to talk to somebody that's married to the nation, right? And, you know, get, you know, maybe some cues, some wisdom and some understanding that might help you, right? To be all you can be, then you come around me. If you want lessons, man, go someplace else. Come on a different day. It used to be a day like that where you could come and they just give you lessons. But spread the word. I don't give out lessons. Y'all pay attention? Did y'all see me put anything in his hand? If what you want is the lessons, this is not the place. If what you want is the listen, it's simple. It's simple to remember. We're on 126th and 7th Avenue. The Muslims is on 127th and 6th Avenue. See how easy that is to recall? See how you keep that right in mind? Why you can't go, you talk all this NOI stuff, why you can't go in the mosque and get lessons? You did something over there? Rap 120. Here we go again. Why do you let a half-original man like Sunyas come into the school and disrespect guys? And WTF is a Sunyas. That's not a racist name I ever heard of. Oh, that's not a racist name I ever heard of. Why do you let a half-original man like Sunyas disrespect the guys? I mean, look, when you sending me my check, because apparently, you know, if I work for you, where's my money? That's how I know the 136, my man. Like you know, look, I've already told you. I'm fighting for you if you want me to fight for you. I said it in front of his face. I said it in front of his face, but you weren't alive. But you know how this is, Rock 120. You from Long Island, right? Where you from? You from Hempstead? You wine dance? Where you from? Or you from the Hamptons or something? You from wine dance, you know how this works. I told you. You gotta look, all you gotta do, punch him in the face, and then step back. I got it. But you gotta set it. That's how we do. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's almost like, you know, you're spending more time arguing with me about what another man did, right? Or what another man is saying, or whatever it is, right? Than you spent saying anything to him. Like, I'm just saying, let's take all the 5% stuff out for a second, right? Before we be gods, we gotta be men, right? What kind of shit is that, G? What is, you know, what's your physical degree, Rock? Which one? They say he driving, so he said he driving, so maybe he can't account right now. You know, but you know, back to the you know, regular schedule programming. You know, anybody that gets a chance to, you get a chance to. You said, I don't talk to C ciphers. Do not invite me to Party City cipher in the face. Thanks. What? You must be using that talk to text or something. That's your man. You're held responsible for him. That's why I'm asking you. I don't talk to snakes. Okay. Now we get something. How is it that I'm held responsible? That I'm held responsible for sins? How's you got it? Can you break that one down? And how is it that I'm held responsible for that? That's a new one on me. You know, sometimes I come on here, I feel like a newborn or something because I have no idea. Be responsible. I'm responsible for suing you. He must be all that above. What's your physical degree, right? Because you said you was coming around here. You said you had conversations with firstborn prince. Matter of fact, one time you said you had the 1960s. You said you was coming around here, you was in the class with Sunyez, and that you was coming around. So I'm saying, you know, we talking at least, we talking 20 plus years, right? And so we got to figure you had to be at least 13 and 14. You know, you coming out here from Long Island, right? You said, who is the cipher degree in the 1 to 40? Oh man, I'm over it. Just have this one last question. No one asked son what the fuck his name means. His name means the sun is. But what's the cipher degree in 1 to 40 though? That's a new one too. I think, you know, between this guy and Steve Smith, I think I need to end the class because, you know, clearly all the stuff he's talking about that I have no idea about means that he should be doing this and I should be on the other side of the screen. Come by, got some equipment I gave you. You go ahead and take over. Cipher degree in 140. Yeah. I mean, look, bro, you know, right now, I'm, my mindset is that, look, it's been a good summer. You know what I'm saying? As a year, you say you're older than the sun, moon, and stars. And K-Bar is the fourth devil. Yo, bro, man. 20 and the 1 to 40. So the 20th degree and the 1 to 40 is the cipher degree. All right, listen. I gotta let you go now. At some point, did y'all see that situation with the lady, the dude and the lady arguing in the airport? Yeah, and it's like, you know how like it's like, the lady, I didn't hear what she was saying. Like I'm just watching. Yeah. I didn't even see. You know what? In fact, I did. I saw it do something. But my thing was this though, right? Without seeing the sound, it was like, yo, all right. You know that saying, don't argue with a fool because from a distance you can't tell which one is which.
Yeah.
You arguing with this broad, and from a distance, I can't tell. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have been separated yourself from that before that happened. But then it's the part where you fall on the ground, you tackle the broad, and like, oh man, like dude, like so you. Nah, but it was the falling on the floor. Like,
it was the football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You was on some linebacker shit.
Listen, right, but look, now you see how it gets to a point where it's like, okay, she started, but now you take it too far.
Yeah.
See, that's how it is. Yeah, that's how it is with Rock 120. We see he started. You see the things you saying now, let's receive now. All right, let me stop. let me stop. See, I remember back in the days, man, it was brother named Scientific. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of the famous brothers back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And he came into the front of the school one day, right? And like he walked into the cipher for a second, right? Mm-hmm. And then he was listening. Then he said, "Yo, man, none of these cats don't know 120, yo. Listen, man, I'm out of here, man. These cats don't want to build with me, son. None of them don't know 120." And at the time, I was offended. Who's that you can really say? You know what I'm saying? But it was like, yo, he was one of the people I never ran into him. There was different people I ran into, like Darkim. You know what I'm saying? With Darkim, he's supposed to be high powered. You know. But yeah, that's how it is with Rock 120, man. Like, let me not even. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is you know, you know, you should seek seek some help, man. Because this is you know, like you driving right now, you coming from wherever you're coming from, and you going where you going, right? You know, I don't know what you was doing, what you going to do, you know. But look, brother, you don't have time to be worried about Sunnis. Like, why are you going through this? Sunnis is somewhere doing his thing. Like, you know, like if it's not serious enough for you to stand up and say something, why do you want it to be serious enough for everybody else to jump out the window? Uh-oh. I don't know if I should cut this off now before, you know, Rock 120 said he's about to pull over in 2 minutes so he can respond to crimes. I don't know, should I give Rock 120, should I put the link in? I don't know if Rock wants to come on. But Rock, don't do this. I mean, this Rock 120, do you realize that right now, right now, if you press X on this video, if you press X on the screen, that all these people cease to exist? Like all these people, you know, you don't even know them. You don't know you. But this is not, see, when you in jail, right, and you got a problem with somebody, you gotta live within 50 feet, 35 feet of this person. You gotta eat with them. You gotta watch TV with them. You gotta work out with them. This is the world, man. We out here now, man. You ain't gotta do this kind of things no more, man. Like we from New York, son. This ain't no small town where, you know, you get in a problem with somebody and his cousin is married to your aunt. This ain't no small town where it's one high school. So we, you know, this New York where you could cross the street and never see a motherfucker again. I brought up Sen because you brought him up in your live talking about his lame class. This is an old beef that I already handled. And if Mega decided to bring it back up, that's what this about to the one. So it's an old beef that you already handled. It's an old beef that I don't get it. You say you're older than Sun, Moon, and Stars. I mean, is that over 35? You said add CGA. He is a C cipher, and all of you know that. Who's CGA? I never heard of CGA. What's your name? Oh, because I know what you're saying. I have just no idea what it is where you getting this stuff. So there goes the link right there, Rap 120. You know, you pulled all the way over. You said add CGA, he's a C cipher. CGA is Coach Greg Adams. What is Coach Greg Adams? Coach, why you just took a shot at? Wait a minute. How did you get at this? Like, is he a 5%? What the fuck is it? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look, my bad, Coach Greg Adams. You know what I'm saying? I did not know he was going to come on and say that about you. I think I have seen, dude. I think I have seen his show on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Is he like a dark-skinned dude with a beard? I think he like in the manosphere. Yeah, but why'd you stop it, man? Yo, Greg Adams, my bad. That's not what my platform is for. I have no idea. I have no idea how your name even came up just now. Oh, man. Hey, look, you made it, Greg. That's all I can tell you, man. You got guys just fire shots at you for no reason. Oh, man. That was grimy, man. You do another black man like that. Oh, they put me in the red pill contact. I don't know if I want to be with them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got it now. Listen, that's the wildest stats. You know what? You're gonna make me look at the what's the names again? Remember the last time I looked at it and found out that people was coming from looking at Crip Mac 55. somehow people found my video looking for Crip Mac 55. Keeping it 50-50. You said, I don't know who you are, CGA, but there's only one explanation why the devil has disrespected all of you who Black. He disrespected the lessons, disrespected the Father, and don't even got a righteous name. So you're not gonna hit the link, that's what you're saying. Because, now you gotta make a quick phone call. This stuff is convenient. Is it me? Is it me? Tell me, look, because I don't know, I'm from the 80s. Well, look, when somebody said, look, Becoming stage, becoming stage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All of this, you got everybody's got to make a phone call. You know, you got Twitter fingers, but now all of a sudden it's too much to type. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? He said, but I understand that I have put people in hospitals before and I will do it again. What'd you do? Coughed on them? You coughed on them when it was coronavirus? See, now I got to cut you off to get my channel knocked out. Need to go look. Shout out to Queen's Flip. Go on Queen's Flip, talk all that wartime shit. I'll watch Queen's Flip in a minute. I gotta check Queen's Flip out. But you know, at any rate, you know, hopefully, you know, right once when you get all this worked out, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, I really don't even know what it is to be worked out because you said that you already handled this, you know what I'm saying? It's just not, it's you know, like even a lot of some of the things that you're saying, man, you gotta realize that, you know, history means something. Having a track record means something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we used to say, you know, one positive act is not going to take the devil out the realm of being the devil. You know, just like one negative thing is not going to take God out the realm of being God, because justice is on the scale, right? And life is long, right? And all of that stuff goes on the scale, all of it. What was seen and heard and what wasn't seen and heard goes on the scale. And so you got these, you know, you pick this two or 3 second clip here and put it on repeat. See, just like you just said, you don't know what his name means. When multiple people in here said, nah, they've heard him build on that. You know, how do you put, you know, how do you sweep all of that off the scale and only count what you said? See, never get so high with this, man, that you forget that we just dealing with reality. That we still men. Pardon my French, but we're not bitches. We're simply not. So see, before we take it to all the levels of what you're talking about, you got to get up on this square and be he and not her. But I digressed long enough with you. Like I said, the best thing you need to do is get yourself some help. You know, that's what I want you to do. So that when we meet up, you know, we can say peace. and move forward with positivity and things that we could build on. See, if you really got the history with Prince that you said, then we should be able to come together and build on some things. But all that right there, what I'm telling you is that that's just not how I operate. They see on this class, right? You haven't heard me come on here to tell you about who's not doing what, who's not this, who's that. I come on here to talk about what it is that we need to do. And so that's why I'm not worried about that, what you said. Like when you saying transgression has rose to that level, then once again, my you know, how the young boys say, you know, please know my body. But we need to focus on building and not destroying. You know what I'm saying? You know, this kind of talking that you're doing, right? This is all a part of what Yakub promised his nation he would do. See, when you come around and you start talking bad about the 70%, and that's your whole spiel. Look, Rock 120. I don't know. I got love for everybody that say they're Fox. But the next time you come on Rock 120, tell me something about you. Don't tell me about Serena's. Don't tell me about Wise Prince. Don't tell me about CGA. Don't tell me about Inf Mega. Tell me about you. Who knows? Well, listen, y'all. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock in the pocket, we'll be here. You know what I'm saying? Did I think I already spoke on the book bag drive? We got the 120 book bags. We actually want to order some more because those book bags came, they kind of small a little bit. You know, they good enough for the elementary kids, but we're gonna order a few more for some of the bigger kids. But you know, everything's a go. The 27th is the day, you know what I'm saying? Perhaps Rock 120, you could come out and assist us with the building, you know what I'm saying? Oh, CGA is complete dialogue. Oh. Yeah, listen, man. It's too late to go back. You can't go back.
Yeah.
Listen.
All that. Listen, Redfield.
See, Rock, what's going with you?
You could have got straight to the point.
Listen, man. You know.